Hey there, people. We're all just a bunch of footy fans having some footy fun here on FootyFin. Gonna run the ruler over the round 6 clashes over this Easter long weekend. Of course, being Monday afternoon, excuse the plane going overhead in the background there. Being Monday afternoon, we've still got the Tigers to face the Eels very soon. That's a battle for 16th and 17th. Probably the Eels to win, but we'll see if the Toothless Tigers get their first win of the year. But anyway, it's a wrap, time to wrap, and going all the way back to Thursday evening, the Storm down in Melbourne beat the Roosters quite convincingly, 20-point margin in the end. It has been a bit of a weekend for hat-tricks, I have to say. Xavier Coates bagged a hat-trick in that win. Pretty convincing win by the Storm. Roosters got a bit of homework to do. Friday evening, the Rabbitohs racked up a half century, a cricket score, beat the Bulldogs, who only got 16 points. Easy win by the Bunnies. 2 hat-tricks for the Bunnies. Who were they? Latrell Mitchell and Campbell Graham late in the game also bagged himself a hat-trick. Mitchell kicked a bunch of conversions and almost equalled a point-scoring record for the Rabbitohs that goes back to the 1950s, I think, but didn't quite get there. Sadly, missed a couple of difficult sideline conversions. Friday evening, the new Queensland Derby, a new rivalry here. The Cowboys hosted their nearest neighbours, the Dolphins, from Brisbane Northern's outskirts. And the Dolphins caused something of an upset up in Townsville. Dolphins ran away 32-22 winners. Probably won the game in the first half. Were assisted by Cohen Hess, I think, was put in the sin bin for 10 minutes in the first half. But impressive game by the Dolphins. Isako got himself a hat-trick for the Dolphins. Another hat-trick for the weekend. And look, as Phil Gus Gould said in commentary, he's a genius, Wayne Bennett. And somehow he is. Let's not forget, the Dolphins got injuries to some of their halves, like Sullivan, and they lost their captain. He was a late scratching with the throat infection, Jesse Bromwich. So impressive win by the Dolphins on the back of a solid first half where a bunch of tries were scored in quick succession. And special shout out to the Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. He has now scored in all 6 of the Dolphins games in their inaugural season. Pretty impressive stuff, Hammer. Keep it up. Fins up. All right. Early game Saturday, the Panthers whipped the Sea Eagles. And there was another hat-trick. The Panthers, Dylan Edwards, their fullback, actually scored 4. That makes it 5 hat-tricks for the weekend. And maybe even another one this afternoon. Who knows? Easy win by the Panthers over the Sea Eagles. Look, Manly is struggling, I think. And looks like their coach, Anthony Seibold, might be showing some of the same form that he showed as coach of the Broncos a few seasons ago. We all know how that ended. Look, watch this space. Saturday evening, prime time, the Broncos up against the Raiders. I was at this game at Lang Park. It got 32,000 people, which is pretty impressive for just another Saturday night game. Look, the Broncos went into this undefeated, 5 from 5. They were placed first. Prior to this game, the Raiders were placed at 16th. They'd only had 1 win, and they were missing their playmaker, Jack Whiten. So, any sensible person would have picked the Broncos, but somehow I think the Broncos were a bit asleep at the wheel, and assuming they'd win that game, they were thinking more about their Easter chocolates the next morning, I dare say. Look, they were pretty flat, the Broncos. The team sort of traded tries. It was 3 tries apiece in the end, but the difference was Croker kicked all 3 conversions and a couple of penalties for the Raiders. They ran out 2014 winners. Late in the game, the Broncos had all the territory and had plenty of attacking opportunities, but I don't think they made one line break all night. And so they were brought back down to reality, that's for sure. And Broncos fans will be hoping it's not going to be a repeat of the back end of the home and away fixture season from 2022. Bit of a somber mood in the crowd, but look, you know, Broncos got to get back on that horse. Get back on that horse for next weekend. Sunday afternoon, the Titans beat the Dragons at the Gold Coast in a thrilling grandstand finish. The Dragons look to have won it through Ben Hunt with well under 10 minutes to go. He raced through for a try that wasn't converted by Lomax. The Titans got the ball back off the kickoff, got a couple of 6 again restarts, and their young second string 5'8", Sexton, went over, was converted by Tanner Boyd, and the Titans held on for a memorable 2-point victory. In Steel City last night, McDonald Jones Stadium, the Knights had an impressive win over the Warriors, 34-24. Warriors weren't able to back up their thrilling victory over Cronulla last week, weren't at their best. The Knights had, I think, their third string fly half 5'8", Crossland. He went over for a try. Impressive win. And I hear the Knight Rider, my former and hopefully future correspondent, was at that game. Knight Rider, if you're out there, get in touch, mate. Don't be a stranger. Let's talk. Anyway, that's it. Already rambled on for over 6 minutes. I was going to make this one shorter. So much for the best laid plans. Anyway, until next time, thanks for listening. All a bunch of footy fans having footy fun here on FootyFin. And until next time, see you under the crossbar.